Hey, it's Laura Joy. So, I started a job recently, and I have to admit, I didn't keep that first paycheck. I am able to save money now, and that's a huge relief for me, because before I wasn't able to save any money, but I'm still on Social Security, and I want to be off of that somehow. I know the meds that the state requires me to take are really expensive, but I'd rather talk with my psychiatrist about that. My meds are expensive. So if I'm on Social Security, it can pay for the meds. So that's a relief. But if I'm going to be on my own, taking care of myself, like actually taking care of myself, I need to not be on Social Security. So I gotta find some way to get a job that'll help me pay for expensive things, because otherwise there's no way I can live. At least in the U.S. The U.S. kind of screws people over that way. Force them into mental institutions, and then force them to be on meds, and force them to stay in the state and the country so they can give them meds, so they can make money by Big Pharma. I don't know, it's messed up. That's why I don't like the U.S., being honest. The amount of money I'd be able to save every year would be around $4,000. That is if I actually save that much. So that means I have to be pretty boring with my life. I have to not be exciting. Just have that mindset of not being exciting. And that's fine. It's fine to not be exciting. It's fine to be boring, because you have to be it sometimes anyway, because that's how you live. The excitement comes later when you've saved that money. If you are a good age and you've saved that money, there's excitement that comes to you. You can't avoid it. I think a lot of people struggle with money, loving money addictions, because they're craving excitement, they're craving some sort of purpose in their life, and they're trying to get that through doing things. There's nothing wrong with doing things. It's like buying things helps us to be able to give them to other people. But the whole point of it is that you don't own that item. And if you don't own it, well, why are you paying money for it? So you might as well just ask somebody for that thing so you can get it for free, so you can give it away. I don't know. People are more lenient than you realize, I think. Trade is a big subject, and I don't understand all of it, but I'm pretty sure there's ways to trade items and things and get things for free. There's ways to trade items that you get like a certain amount for free. Like, people do want to pay for things because things still cost money, but honestly, people are nicer than you realize sometimes. Now, if you were to do something like that, you definitely have to study the law a little bit. But if you know the law pretty well. You could probably not get away with things, but you could probably do things better. Anyway, I'm going off on a rabbit trail. Money addictions come from wanting excitement and not having self-control. Wanting it now, not being able to wait, not being able to say I can be pleased later. I don't need that right now. That's a big issue. And honestly, one thing that makes people that way is coffee. Haven't you noticed, coffee is an addictive substance. If you don't have it every single day, and you're used to having it every single day, you get headaches and nausea. And it's pretty bad. I keep thinking the camera's over here. Is it over here or over there? It's over here. Okay. You get nausea. You vomit. It's like you're pregnant, but it's just a lack of coffee, basically. And it really isn't good for your mentality to have that way of thinking. And I think it can cause those types of behaviors because you're wanting the coffee, but you're trying to not use the coffee as the way to do it, so you do it through some other way, but it's still the coffee, stuff like that. It's like this ranibus cycle, this dragon. Ranibus. At least the Bible refers to it as that. Just a dragon coming to consume you, consume your child, consume your world, your life. That's what the Bible describes it as, I think. I think that's what it's meaning. Stuff like that. But I'm trying to give myself a little pep talk because I don't save money very well, and I need to. It doesn't help. It doesn't help being down in a place where you didn't have anything, and you needed things real bad. If you're used to having everything you need, and then suddenly you don't have anything you need, like I didn't have any clothes. I had one pair of clothes. All I had was like what people gave me. So now when someone gives me something, it's hard for me to give it up. That's a terrible thing. But it makes me want to take care of myself. So I buy things to take care of myself. And then I have too much of that thing. And I don't have the space for it. So it helps you prioritize things to not have anything low. It helps you prioritize what you actually need, what you actually want in your life. And realize that you don't need anything. But then you have this like lack of dopamine from not having anything, and then you're able to get things, and then you're like, oh my gosh, and then you get this rush of dopamine. At least I do. It's not good. So excuse me. I think, though, it's important to have hobbies. It's important to have things in your life that you nurture your mind and So if everybody needs a big house, everybody needs a big house, but it doesn't need to be right next to another person's house. It needs to be far away from another person's house so that you can have room. That's important. Like, let there be space for God between you and the other person. Like, space for God. Like, space for His land, not something that you own. You know? Like, I think that's what the Bible says when it says, woe to them who build house to house right next to each other. Just leave space for God. But you still need enough room to, like, one thing I want a sewing room. And that's like a whole room that I need dedicated to that craft. And I need things for that. But I can use that gift to help bless others. That's the whole point of it, because I'm not living for myself. I'm living to help others. And it's not about me looking good and me being, oh, I'm so caring, I'm so giving. And no, it's not about that, because that's selfish. It's about actually helping people in need. Like people like me, helping myself, but it's another person, you know. That's what it's about. And you don't need to tell everyone on the internet what you're doing and who you are and all that. You just need to do it, you know, because we're here to do that. We're not here to just show people that we do that. We're here to do that. And everybody is. It's like, some people even fall into the trap of like, oh, you need to be like me. And then that's a source of pride for them too. It's a hurtful sort of pride, because that person's like, well, I need to find my own way of giving, and my own way of looking at the world. Not necessarily giving, but just existing. And you need to not force yourself on other people. Honestly, people force themselves onto other people so much. They need to stop. But going along with that, I think leadership is a good thing, but God's the ultimate leader. He's not just the side character that you never think about. He's the person who leads you through thick and thin, and he can see the other side. And I can't see that there is any hope, there is any end to this path. But he can see the end, and he knows there is an end. So that's why I trust my higher power, which is God, because he can see the end, and he has to be a person, and he has to be not a person, because if he's a person, he can relate to me, and if he's not a person, then he has the authority, you know? Otherwise, I don't know. It seems contradictory, but you can still have both things. It still can exist. There's things that we don't understand about the world, and we need to know that. I got got so much to say, but thank you for listening to me. I hope this video isn't like all crooked, but it might be. Anyway, take care.